What's happening, y'all? Well, we're specifically in the midst of things, or in medias res, as our dramatic poem begins after the accursed angels were cast out of heaven. The transition from the proem to lines 33 to 83 marks a dramatic shift from the celestial heights of the muse to the searing depths of hell, characterized by visceral imagery and the introduction of the poem's anti-heroic energy. Milton answers his own rhetorical question. Referring to Adam and Eve, he asks, "Who first seduced them to that foul revolt?" by introducing the infernal serpent. These lines depict Satan's hubristic rebellion and his subsequent fall, along with his entire horrid crew, for 9 times the space that measures day and night to mortal men, into a state of confounded misery in the pits of Tartarus. It establishes the psychological foundation of the antagonist, a mix of immortal and steadfast hate. Milton masterfully constructs a setting of sensory paradox. He describes hell not just as a pit, but as a dungeon horrible, where the flames provide no light, but rather darkness visible. This vivid world building creates a landscape of ever-burning sulfur and total darkness, emphasizing the eternal separation from God's light. While the first 26 lines of the proem are a meditative invocation, this section is purely kinetic. The focus narrows from the cosmic argument to a specific localized scene. Satan rolling on a burning lake, surrounded by his stunned legions of fallen angels. It replaces the formal, grand style of the opening with a gritty, bristling, oppressive atmosphere of physical and spiritual torment. All right, that's enough of that. Let's get into it together. Referring to Adam and Eve, Milton the narrator asks, "Who first seduced them to that foul revolt? The infernal serpent. He it was whose guile, stirred up with envy and revenge, deceived the mother of mankind. What time his pride had cast him out from heaven with all his host of rebel angels, by whose aid aspiring to set himself in glory above his peers, he trusted to have equaled the Most High if he opposed, and with ambitious aim against the throne and monarchy of God raised impious war in heaven, and battle proud with vain attempt. Him the almighty power hurled headlong, flaming from the ethereal sky, with hideous ruin and combustion down to bottomless perdition, there to dwell in adamantine chains and penal fire, who durst defy the omnipotent to arms. 9 times the space that measures day and night to mortal men, he with his horrid crew lay vanquished, rolling in the fiery gulf, confounded, though immortal. But his doom reserved him to more wrath, for now the thought both of lost happiness and lasting pain torments him. Round he throws his baleful eyes that witnessed huge affliction and dismay mixed with obdurate pride and steadfast hate. At once, as far as angels ken, he views the dismal situation waste and wild, a dungeon horrible on all sides round, as one great furnace flamed, yet from those flames no light, but rather darkness visible, served only to discover sights of woe, regions of sorrow, doleful shades, where peace and rest can never dwell. Hope never comes that comes to all, but torture without end still urges, and a fiery deluge, fed with ever-burning sulfur unconsumed, Such place eternal justice had prepared for those rebellious. Here their prison ordained in utter darkness, and there a portion set as far removed from God and light of heaven as from the center thrice to the utmost pole. Oh, how unlike the place from whence they fell! There the companions of his fall, o'erwhelmed with floods and whirlwinds of tempestuous fire. He soon discerns, and weltering by his side, one next himself in power, and next in crime, long after known in Palestine, and named Beelzebub, to whom the arch enemy, and thence in heaven called Satan, with bold words, breaking the horrid silence, thus began. To hear the first exquisite, expertly woven words that Satan speaks, I urge you to indulge yourself. But if you prefer to have it read to you, I got you in the next episode. Until then, ciao.